Hi, welcome to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and I'm here with my friends this week, and we're here to share knowledge and educate people to have a better quality life and make awareness of everybody, have this awareness so that people can just enjoy life and be happy, because happiness is important, very important. And by the way, I'm Dee. So, hi Diane, how you doing?
I'm great, thanks.
We're going to have a great time. I can't wait. You know, I always try to just get right into it because time flies when you're having fun, you know. So, of course, I'm going to ask you what your passion for life is.
My passion is photography. I do pet photography. I love animals, and I'm also an actor. And I'm also in the wellness field, and I've been in the wellness field for many, many years. I was a trainer, and our guest today is in the wellness field. And it's so good, Dee, to see, you know, all of us and more people that you've had on the show involved in changing their life and in the wellness field.
Well, this young lady, I've seen her since she was not even here. So it's my cousin, and it's my second cousin, so I know her mom, and her mom and I are contemporaries. And this young lady has just been so inspirational for forever. Hi, Tara. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so happy you made it.
Me too.
Yeah, because you were supposed to come last week, but things just happened, you know. But, okay, you're here this week, and that's what's it's supposed to be.
Yes.
This is what the universe decided is going to be.
That's right.
So I'm just happy you made it. I know the traffic was kind of crazy, but it's all good. You know, you're smiling, and life's good. So always ask you, what's your passion for life?
Just being happy.
Yes.
Good energy. That's it. Just happiness.
Right. Well, this young lady's had a journey, and you just amazed me from when. Okay. You are into so many things, which I always have been. You always have been. So I want you to just share about how you started to be. You're a vegan. You are a life coach. You are a motivational speaker. You are.
Yes,
okay.
Everything.
So, how old were you when you became a
vegetarian?
Vegetarian.
5 years old.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes. 5.
What inspired you?
I saw a program on Mr. Rogers.
Oh my.
And he took a trip to the slaughterhouse.
Really?
And from there I was like, whoa, I don't want to eat animals.
Really?
And Grandma said to me, you better eat your pork chop. And I was like, I don't want pig. And just from there I just stopped.
Right.
Cold.
Really?
Yes.
And your mom didn't bother you with it or anything like that?
Everyone tried to get me to eat meat, but I was very strong-minded since young.
Yeah.
Since 5 years old.
Since 5 years old.
Wow, that's amazing, seeing that on Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
And so at this point, you are now how old?
34.
Okay. So for, 29 years, you have not had any kind of meats whatsoever.
Kind of meat.
So you don't have fish or anything?
No animal byproducts.
No, but animal byproducts.
They try to sneak it in there, but I said,
Well, I know nobody bothers you now.
No.
Because you are your own woman.
Yes.
You know, so thing is, in terms of vegetarian, did you know what you were? You just knew that you, what was that journey?
Just from young, I always knew I was different, special.
Yeah.
Just didn't fit in, and I just accepted it. I said, okay, just not eating meat. Yeah, I would go to fast food restaurants with the family, friends, and I go to McDonald's and I would say, can I have a hamburger without the meat? And everyone would come out and look to see who it was ordering this crazy meal. And so I would put the French fries inside the bread and eat it. But then later on, I found out that the French fries contains beef tallow or something. And I just, yeah. So as I got older, I got wiser, and I'm like, wait a second, I can't eat, cake because it has egg in it. I can't have this, and then that's how.
But you weren't a vegan initially. You were
No.
just a vegetarian.
Yes.
So you would eat chicken, eggs, and you would eat eggs and stuff like that. Or?
I was vegetarian because back then,
Mhm.
that to be a vegetarian was just not to eat meat, or
Right.
so eggs and milk. I guess that wasn't included.
Right,
'Cause
exactly.
They keep on changing the name, so
Mhm.
of being a vegetarian, of being a vegan, just so many different variations of it.
Mhm.
So the older I got, the wiser I became, and I said I can't have anything that has animal byproducts in it.
Right.
So I just,
And
So
so
what did you have in school when you were in like elementary school when they have the lunches?
that was so
That's what
tough.
how did you eat with those lunches?
Very tough. They would have like a spring roll. It was a little bit different, but it was like a spring roll. I would take everything out of it because it did have the meat in it, and I would just eat the crust. And yeah, and same thing with the beef patty. I'd take the meat out, eat the crust, and that was it. Anything that had meat, just take it out, and but that still defeated its purpose. Maybe,
but you really, but you were doing something.
Exactly. Yeah, I just didn't want no part of the animal.
So what's really, and I know the history of our family, because basically we have been considered obese folks. We have the disease of obesity. Your grandmother actually died of obesity, and it was kind of scary. Did that kind of influence you also in terms of seeing your mom and your grandma? And
It sure did. I remember one time in junior high school, around junior high school days, a girl called me Miss Piggy,
really?
and I developed, actually it was towards the end of junior high school, and I developed a touch of, I don't know, anorexia, or became a little bulimic, but I lost a lot of weight, and I was very skinny, to the point where my mother was like, wait a second, what's going on? You look sick. And yeah, I wouldn't eat. I didn't want to be fat.
Right.
Yeah, so I would wash my grandmother up. I would help her wash because she
Yeah.
couldn't do it by herself. She weighed 600 pounds.
Right.
And yeah, it was very tough for
Yeah,
her. And
I know. I remember, because I remember when she called me, and she was in the hospital at that point, and basically she suffocated because of the fat cells took over. And, that's kind of scary that, and then we all have that right now. So it's the cells are already there. So being that you're a vegetarian or a vegan at this point, do you find it easier to maintain your weight?
no.
No.
So what does your diet consist of now? What do you eat now?
Now-
Like beans, tofu.
It did change my diet.
Right.
Well, just because, we're vegans, or because you're a vegetarian doesn't mean it's healthy. So, because I love French fries, but I'm trying to stay away now. So right now, like today, I just had a smoothie, which had spinach in it, bananas, and all the healthy stuff. But as a vegan, mostly I eat tofu. A lot of vegetables, and
Do you eat beans? Beans is a very good source of protein. And
I-
quinoa.
yes.
Quinoa is very good.
Yes, I-
source of protein.
sure did quinoa burger too.
Of course, soy. I don't know if you know soy causes a lot of cancer.
Estrogen.
The
It depends on what
estrogen,
kind.
Yeah,
It depends on what kind.
Right.
And it really does depend on the kind, because people have that misconception, because I know that the Asians are eating a lot of soy
Exactly.
and they don't have any issues, but then they don't have the GMOs and what have you. So when you eat your soy, do you make sure that it doesn't have the chemicals and all the preservatives and the GMOs, because that's what
Yes.
causes the challenge.
That's right.
You know?
I do look out for genetically modified foods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you go and get your foods from? Do you make sure that they prescribe to that? Because a lot of people, they have these healthy places, that are supposed to be places that go to really organic or what have you, but then they're not really. If you go and see what kind of foods that they have, okay, yeah, prescribing to this, but technically it's not organic. And
I
certain
know.
foods have to be, like grapes. They say it's really important. Kale and greens, because if they're not, for whatever reason, they have those chemicals and the pesticides and all that, and the GMOs. And soy is one of those. Wheat is another. Because they end up having a lot of GMOs.
I know.
So what do you do?
I take a look. I'm looking at a lot of people that eat meat,
Mhm.
and of course, these animals are shot up with so many different types of chemicals and stuff. So I think that's a major part of cancer. And let's see, I want to say something else I can't think of. That's mostly in the food.
Alzheimer's and diabetes and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
partially hydrogenated foods. Yeah, that's major, which
Yeah.
causes free radicals, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Now,
Just-
do you cook for yourself, or do you go to do you shop in a health food store, or do you eat out, or do you?
I
Cook at home.
I try to cook at home, but I do love to eat out. Yes, that's where all my money goes.
Okay, so when you eat out in a restaurant, is it easy to order?
I try to go to mostly vegan restaurants, well, but I do have a Thai place in my town, which they know I'm vegan, so they make sure the food is specially for me. Yeah, they watch what they put in it. But yeah, definitely, because I don't think I answered your question. I do watch out for partially hydrogenated foods,
Mhm.
especially which is shelf life foods.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything that's processed and what have you.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the reason, probably, like Aunt Karen, your grandma ended up having such a bad way with the obesity. And then I know your other aunts are
Yeah.
still and still struggling. It's really struggling. What about your uncles? Are they struggling too, or they're not as bad off?
Not as bad. You want the family members, you want your friends to change their eating habits, but it just whenever they're ready.
Well, yeah, they have to embrace you. They have to engage you. You can't force your lifestyle on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just focus on self for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, and be happy, and then they see how happy you are. Because I know with myself, I know I still got a journey, and it can go up and down really quick. And so the thing is, I have to just modify. Because just being out in that space this past couple of months, I had gone through a transformation, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, just like that, it's like, started going up again, and so now I have to rewind myself,
Right.
So, but I know we've done things, like I know our cousin, or your aunt, went and had surgery, and even your grandmother. I remember she wired her mouth.
Wow.
Yeah, but she found a way to get that food in there. I'm like, how are you eating potato chips? She was actually eating potato chips with her mouth wired.
Wow.
And it's a disease. It's unfortunate, and the food makes you eat more. Do you find that the healthier foods don't make you eat more?
No.
Because they're not processed.
I find that exercising, like if I go running, I think about later when I pick up some French fries, I'm like, do I really want to try to burn this off tomorrow?
Yeah.
So just exercising works for me.
Right.
And I think too, my way as a trainer for many years, and my way of eating, I started when I was 19, was eating small meals throughout the day, and I drank a lot of green tea, and I felt like the green tea really kept my weight down. But I didn't know green tea did that till years later, and I was like addicted to green tea. So I think the small meals, and it's not the word I tell people, don't use the word diet,
No,
because
that's
it's a way,
lifestyle.
it's a lifestyle, it's a way of eating.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you said you just recently lost some weight.
Right.
So what happened that you think that made you gain weight?
Oh, gosh, just my daughter's father passing away,
Mm.
just struggling with that has, made my weight go up and down.
Stress.
Stress,
Yeah.
a little bit of
Yeah,
stress.
yeah.
Yeah, that, yeah,
Taking a different approach on life. Yeah.
yes, like, yeah, so I had it all planned out and figured
Mhm.
out, and then he
Yeah.
passed away, and I'm like, oh, I gotta replan. So yeah.
Well, you can never really plan, unfortunately. And you being a life coach, you have to realize that you have to just what do you do with being a life coach? How do you motivate folks?
Well, I'm not licensed, or I don't have
Mhm.
a certificate or whatever
Right.
they have, but I've been through so much
Mhm.
that I think I could give pretty good advice.
Mhm.
Just y- whatever makes a person happy, whatever
Right.
they want to do, just
Right.
whatever it is. Like my journey is taking me to Ghana next year. I don't think
Oh,
I told
really?
you yet.
No, no.
Yeah, next year I plan on moving to Ghana.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, and I have everyone saying, "Why are you moving to Africa? Why are you moving to Ghana? What's wrong with you?" And I'm just like, you have no idea but that's where my spirit wants to be.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's one thing I have to say about you. You've always been one of these people that just did you. You know,
Right.
we still owe each other a trip. We have to go travel together. Because I said, probably when she was in high school, I said, well, we're going to get together and go on a trip because I always like to travel. So she's like, okay. And I'm like, I could be her aunt, or her oldest aunt. But because your grandmother was only about 9 or 11 years younger than me, older than me. Yeah, so I was the oldest. So, but yeah, so we still got to get together and go and have a good time.
that sounds good.
And now
Like-
you can pay for your own. So
Yeah.
Now you have a daughter, you said?
I have a 5-year-old.
Oh, okay, how do you feed your 5-year-old? Does she eat, like, is she vegan?
Just watching me, yeah, she decided to become, well, not vegan. I'm working
But-
on that. I'm working on that. Vegetarian. She's a vegetarian, and that's her choice. But if she did want to eat meat, I would say it's okay. It's fine. It's your choice. But yeah, she doesn't eat any meat.
really,
She'll drink milk and eat cheese, but
Mhm.
no meat.
Okay.
See, I'm a big cheese eater. I would have a problem cutting out cheese.
But vegetarian,
Yeah,
can
you-
still,
yeah.
you can still have dairy.
And she's lactose
Vegan.
intolerant.
Oh, is she?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Do you find that different types of cheeses maybe help her? Because I noticed that I'm
Yeah,
not
soy
lactose.
cheese.
Yeah, with
Soy.
soy cheese, but I also eat like goat cheese.
Oh,
Yeah, and I don't find it to be as the cow,
right.
as bad as the cow, or
I
sheep.
understand. Yes.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm talking to.
A vegan.
Do you not wear clothes that are made from animals or anything like that?
I try not to,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't go around when I go shopping like, let me, read the tags and labels and research the company. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's when I become a strict
Yeah,
vegan.
yeah, because I have some friends that wouldn't wear leather shoes or wear any kind of clothes that are
Yeah,
made.
no. But, in my car, I have leather seats. So
Oh, okay.
it's like,
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
yeah, I know. It's
Well,
like
they wouldn't even have leather
seats. Look at that. I know. If I could put pleather in there, I would.
Yeah. Actually, I had a young lady that, well, I don't think it was because of her lifestyle. It was just the fact that she became allergic to leather and the tanning process and what have you.
Oh, wow.
And so she makes boots and shoes
Yes.
that out of very, very high end materials that are all natural.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
So,
nice.
and I know some other designers that do all natural, and she actually went to school for designing, so she does clothes that are natural and everything.
I eventually want to get there.
Yeah.
Eventually.
So you also practice what, Reiki?
I do. Well,
So
or should I say I did?
you did.
And I can.
You can.
Yes.
So how did you get into that?
Whew. Just again, just being special from young, and like I've always been into meditation and just relaxation. And then I always felt like, when I was younger, I said, I think I have some kind of special power in my hand.
Well, you know what? We're going to talk about it a little more,
Yeah.
and we'll be right back. We have to take a quick break.
Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with a computer thing. Maybe she wants to go antique. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this. You'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue Tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time.
Welcome to the Rehab Center located at 2025 Brentwood Road in Brentwood, New York. At the center, we offer chiropractic services, acupuncture, and physical therapy. We take most major medical, no-fault, and workers' comp insurance. If you need these types of services, contact the offices at 631-234-4949. That's 631-234-4949.
You smell so good, I won't have to bathe the next 2 weeks. Anything. So, here, laugh a little harder. All right?
I will take him. I would be proud to show you off, you little old weirdo man.
Get a new sweater. The worst dressed man here tonight. Right? Look, get that laugh, and get it in there tonight because nobody else is gonna laugh like her. She's under drugs, all right?
Shannon Gates is the #1 fence provider on Long Island, with the most inventory in stock, including vinyl, chain link, and aluminum. Gates offers a custom powder-coated system that prevents rust throughout the life of the fence. We carry fence tools to the trade. We even stock wood, rail, and glass hardware as well. Shannon Gates has our very own patented locking system. The next time you need fencing of any sort, both commercial and private, give Shannon Gates a call at 631-392-4330. You can also visit our website at shannongatesinc.com.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm here talking with my friend, my cousin, my cousin Fran, and we were just getting into the Reiki, right?
Right.
How do you pronounce it? I always have issues with
Reiki.
that. Reiki?
Reiki.
Okay. Now, we did have somebody on previously, and they had did a treatment on Diane, and or actually while we were sitting
Yeah.
there, she kind of like did some stuff with her lungs and what have you, and actually
Melinda.
Melinda,
Yeah.
but no, there was another young lady yesterday, Irene.
Irene. Yeah.
She was helping out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you started doing it, how did you get involved? Did you just had through associations, or you went to school, or?
Well, again, I was saying it started from when I was like young, and I felt like I had these special powers in my hand.
Okay.
And as a little girl, like special powers in your hand, it just doesn't make sense, and you can't
Right.
tell anyone that because
Yeah.
then you sound crazy.
Yeah.
So some years ago, I met someone, and she was telling me about Reiki energy healing, and I was very fascinated. And she told me it had to do with energy in the hands. I was like, oh my gosh, that's it.
Yeah.
I know about this. Like,
Right.
I've known about this. And so she told me that we would have a session. And I was going through some stuff at that time. And when she performed the Reiki on me, it felt amazing. Like, it just took everything away.
Right.
And I was like, oh gosh, do that again. And, I let her know that I wanted to become a Reiki master as well. And she attuned me. I got my attunement into the spirit world. So that was amazing, because whatever she did with her hands at the top of my head, when I went home that night, a spirit performed the same procedure she did.
Really?
And it was spooky. Yeah, they did everything she did, and I was like, oh my God! And I called her in the morning. I'm like, a spirit, it just did the same exact. And she said, I know, it's okay. Yes, that's going to be your spiritual guide. And I was like, oh my God. My mother's husband, that same night, he said, I saw a spirit leave your room.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just, it was spooky. And she said to me, she said, ask the spirit its name, or ask your spiritual guide its name. And I mean, I did not, but but from that moment on, I can always feel spirits.
Really?
All over me. They touch me
Wow.
and everything.
I find you to be very spiritual and very calming. Like, when you're talking, I'm very relaxed listening to you. And you
Yeah,
have that
yeah.
voice, and your demeanor of the way you talk is very soothing,
Thank you.
which is great. And talking about the energy with the hands, I use these oils, and I feel like I have something in my hands too. And it's hard to explain, but I do have something that my hands have in me. And I use oils, and I massage. I'm not a masseuse, but I use them on people, and they feel, it's like your hands are connected to that person.
That's right.
It's hard to explain, but it is. I have that in my hands.
That's right.
Yeah. Actually, I've gone to church and what have you, they say clapping. All that, when you're doing, that's all healing, and that's all embracing and what have you. So yes, the hands are very important.
Yes.
The hands are very important. So did you work on your mom? Did you work on
No.
people? No?
Well, some people, of course, you learn to ask permission. Can I do Reiki energy healing on you? You get their permission. And well, the lady who performed Reiki on me, she told me to start with different objects in the house and to still ask for permission to perform Reiki on them. Even when it came to animals,
Okay.
ask the dog or cat, can I perform Reiki? And then you would feel the yes or no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Did you ever get the no's, or did you always get yeses?
I got some no's. I felt it.
Really?
Yeah, I said, okay, I'll back off.
Really? Interesting.
It is.
Wow. Well, I might have to have you have a little session with me later on, because after going, I've been trying to keep positive, and I think I have very much succeeded. But sometimes you have certain things going on, and I feel I have stuff also, but I haven't been trained to develop it yet.
Yes.
So, but I do know I feel.
Yes.
I have a deep feeling of the empathic and the intuitive and what have you. And I think a lot of us have it, but are scared to embrace it.
Yes.
I'm embracing it. It's all good. It's definitely good, and it's helped me deal with this transition and my transformation, because I know God's been putting so many amazing people in my life just to help me get to that next level, you know, and to be my best and help people be aware,
Yes.
you know, because that's the journey I'm on, and I think that's where you're at.
And Dee, you're very passionate, and I think when you touch people's hearts, that gives you such a great feeling, because you love, you love that feeling, and that's how I see you, that passion.
Yeah.
And that's where you got passions for life. I
Yeah,
mean,
I know.
and it's all in your heart. It just comes back. You
Yeah,
love the
yeah.
love that people have,
This is
and
true.
you love sharing that.
You're right. And actually, I didn't name this show.
Right.
I
Someone
had my
named it.
friends, name it, because I didn't know what to name this show. I was like, oh, really? I got to name a show? Oh, no. And so, because they knew my heart and felt my heart, that's why it ended up being this. So, but it is about life and having the best life and enjoying life. And, people, right now it seems like I've been engaging people and just touching, like you said, touching people's hearts and touching people's lives, and they're touching mine, and I think we all just
We all
do
feel
that.
Yeah. That's why we're here. That's our purpose.
So in terms of, I know that you've done so much, in your young life,
Okay.
and at one point you wanted to become into the arts and doing films, and I know you had that little short film when you were in, I remember,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
I do remember, because you did it on your grandmother.
Yes.
It was a short film on your grandma.
Yeah.
It made an impact for me. I watched it. You see?
Wow.
Yeah, now.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
see? Yeah. I remember things.
Yes. Whoa.
And it was very insightful, because you really touched people, and that's something that you do have an art. So you really do need to pursue. I think you are not as focused sometimes. So we and me too. Yeah, I think we all may, it's like we want to do this, we want to do that, so we gotta kind of focus a little better.
I do everything.
Yeah, I know. It's like life. It's just embrace it, engage and just make yourself happy, and that's the most important thing.
Exactly.
You gotta be happy as long as you're not hurting anybody.
That's right.
And that's
Because we're so complex, we have so much that we want to share and do and give, and that's why we do so many things.
Yeah. Well, I know life is good. Life is really good. And even though I probably could have done something sooner, but I think it came in the time that it's supposed to come. And with you, I think the time, even though you've had some hardships and you've seen some real hardships, but things are who you are. It's coming full circle.
Yes.
And it's coming back, So you, Miss Vegan and Miss Vegetarian, and from youngster, and that's your old soul, because you saw your grandma just couldn't live, and you were there helping her. I didn't even know you helped her like that, and that's hard.
Yeah.
Were you there when she passed away?
I was.
You were there.
Yeah.
You were a caregiver.
I was.
Yeah, you were the caregiver.
Yeah, she told me I should be a nurse.
Really?
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
can't be a
you
nurse.
did want to be a nurse at one point too.
Probably for a hot second.
Yeah,
For a
possibly.
hot second, yeah.
Hot
couldn't be a
second. I
nurse.
thought
I give
about
them a
it.
lot of credit, nurses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thought about
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prefer energy healing and stuff.
Well, see, that's what's happening, with myself even, because I wanted to be a doctor always. Okay? And then that was when I was younger. Then I decided, did I really want to go to school that long and why was I going? Why was I going to be a doctor? Was it because of money, or was I going to be helping people? So I think after a while I realized I didn't really want it for that reason. It wasn't a compelling reason, So I ultimately said, well, nah, I'll just be in the medical field and do what I need to do and and learn and embrace. And I still didn't know what I wanted to do. But then once I got into my little business, and she was a partner of mine for a little bit, you know, and I think she'll be a partner again one day. But that just took me to a different level. And I saw things that I needed, and I knew this is who I was for forever. Because I think when you don't realize you are who you are, but it just develops differently, you know? And I think you have been who you are, but it's just taking different turns and coming back and taking more turns and then comes back and it's still always being a caregiver.
Right.
And always being a healer,
Right.
you know? And you just, and a sharer.
Right.
You can't help but share the stories,
That's right.
you know? So that's why, you know, you telling the story of your grandma on that video, and it was very compelling, you know? It was, and she was still alive then, right? Or she had passed away already?
She had,
She had
she
just
passed
passed away.
Yes.
Yeah. It was sad. She was only like 50. How old was she?
Young.
52,
52
53,
probably,
something like that. She was very young, and I just remember she calling me and telling me that, you know, I was one of her favorites, but the fact that the overweight was such a challenge, you know, and because her body just, if she had known what she knew then, that she wasn't really that bad, you know, because people are mean. Like you said, someone said, "Oh, little Porky" or whatever, and
Yeah.
and it's just it's mean, but they don't really mean to be mean. I don't think, but they don't know what they're doing. But you have to just say, okay, it's not their fault, or things happen to you, and you go into a depression, or you know, and you blame yourself, and you have to say, no, it's not my fault. You know, it's like, okay.
Well, it's also a sense of bullying, but you know, some people stay silent, but you took direction and changed that.
Right.
But it got scary.
It got, yeah.
It got scary.
But it got you to the point where you got unhealthy for a little bit,
Right.
and you
Yeah.
got back on track.
Sure it did.
Yeah. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and I'm here with my friends and my cousin Fran, and you had talked about going to Ghana, but I remember you were actually a flight attendant for a little bit.
Yes,
Tell us about because I know you like to travel.
I do.
So you tell us about your travels.
Oh gosh, I've been to over 14 different countries.
Really?
And had the most amazing time ever. The company would pay for us to stay in hotels and for days and weeks, and we would just, oh gosh, I've been to Egypt, I've been to Ghana, Nigeria, Turkey, Kuwait, Germany, Leipzig, Ramstein, Frankfurt, just so many places, Hawaii, Guam, and Italy, just so many places. And out of all of those places, my favorite was Italy and Ghana.
Really?
But I chose Ghana.
Now, why are you going to Ghana? What's your plan when you get there?
Whew. Well, currently I'm licensed with my 215. I'm a financial representative, and actually just resigned from my job.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because I do not like stress.
Yeah,
And it just doesn't work for me.
No.
I will say bye in a minute.
You know, that's a good thing. I wish I could do that.
Yes. And so I did look up some insurance companies out there. I could work for a company out there. I would get my visa and just apply. And if not that, I thought about going to China and buying a whole bunch of stuff like toiletries and shipping shipping it to Ghana and just wholesaling. So import, export.
Really?
Export.
You think there's a market there that you can really do the export and import and what have you?
Yeah, even though there's a lot of Chinese, they're already taken over.
Really?
Yeah, I think there's some more room for myself.
Really? And in Ghana, it's in Africa, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of dynamics in terms of the persons that are living there? Because, okay, we have a whole lot in us, you know. So are they very African, black, or they have like the Chinese, because I don't know the history of Ghana.
Well, there are some Chinese there. There's a lot of people, Caucasians from probably, I don't know, just different parts of Europe that they're moving over there because there's a lot of opportunities. A beautiful, beautiful country. Accra is where I want to move, to be exact. And you do have your town where the Americans are, your area, and I don't know, it's just the most beautiful place ever. It's the energy of the country is amazing.
Really?
And then as soon as you get there, you arrive at the airport, it says Akwaba, which means welcome home.
Oh,
and the people are just wonderful, the respect, just you feel so alive. It's a feeling you do not get in America, a feeling I do not get in America.
So you don't feel prejudice or anything like that out
No.
there or anything?
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing. I've been there on 3 separate occasions.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
I think of Africa, I think of all the animals. I would love to take a trip there just to photograph the animals.
Really? Oh, okay, cool.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. Now, when you speak about prejudice and stuff, that's like South Africa. Actually, there's a lot of white people that live in South Africa, and yeah, they like take over there. So, yeah, but where I'm going, it's fine.
So what part of Africa? I am so bad with geography. Is it I can't even. I was scientist, you know, so geography. So where is Ghana in proximity to Africa's continent?
Well, Ghana is next to, it's on the west coast,
Mm-hmm.
on the west side, next to the Ivory Coast. Just, yeah, it's, I don't know, it's like towards Tomato off to the west.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's, yeah.
But you fell in love with that
I
place.
fell in love. Because I've been to Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, the guys there did not have a lot of respect for women, maybe because I wasn't covered up. And I've been to Nigeria, Lagos, which was not my favorite.
No.
No.
What did you find there?
Yeah, the energy, it wasn't the
Wasn't
best.
positive, no.
It wasn't the best.
Wow. How did you like Kuwait?
Oh, no, go ahead. I was going to say Hawaii. Go ahead.
Oh.
Kuwait? Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, I fell in love in Kuwait.
Really?
Yeah, so Kuwait was beautiful. It was
Really?
amazing. The water was green. The tents were on the beach, on the sand. It's just a very rich-looking country. Marble floors. I mean, you know, at the time I went, they were just fixing up from whatever had happened with whomever. But it was still amazing. And
Wow.
yeah.
So why did you decide Ghana opposed to Kuwait or?
Kuwait, you have to have, well, going into that country, you have to have official business. You can't just enter there. And it's very strict. You can't kiss there in public. You can't.
Really?
Before you couldn't hold hands, but by the time I got there, I could hold hands.
And you had a friend that you met and?
I had a crush.
A nosy, okay.
I had a crush.
Really?
Alcohol is illegal there.
Really?
Yeah, so, I mean.
They don't have a lot of crime or anything like that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, I did meet a friend, but yeah, they could be a little tricky knowing that, you know, I was a flight attendant, that we were flight attendants and we weren't there permanently.
Oh, I see.
You know, because he ended up actually liking, well, giving my coworker, who was a guy, a hug and a kiss and stuff. And I was like, wait a second.
Okay. That's a little diverse.
Exactly. And the guys out there, they hold hands.
Really?
They party together. It's a country for men.
Really?
Like Dubai, which I've never been there. But
Okay.
yeah, it's a man's world there.
So you were asking about Hawaii?
Did you speak any languages? Did you learn to speak as you traveled, different languages?
No. Yeah. When I went to Germany, though, I walked around with a little dictionary, and yeah, they weren't too friendly. It was like, you don't speak German? Yeah. But no, I would like to learn Spanish, and I think that's it.
And you've been to Hawaii. I mentioned that before. You've been to Hawaii. I
I've
could
been
see
to
you in Hawaii too, with that spiritual.
Yes. I've been to Hawaii, Honolulu. Honolulu was not my favorite place.
Really?
Yes. It was very, well, they had a man-made beach there, a lot of tall buildings, and it was nothing. Yeah, probably Kauai or one of the other islands.
See, I like the people. So it was like I enjoyed the people. And
In Hawaii?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Honolulu?
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it.
I didn't have a problem. It's just, there was nothing different than New York.
Well, yeah, that's what they said. But I enjoyed it because the weather was great. And I enjoyed the weather, and I enjoyed well, I went over to the mountains, and I did this and that, and it was cool. Yeah. I did a couple of luau's, and it was, and I guess it was the people I was with.
Yeah.
When with certain people, I didn't just race everything. I love it all. I went to Spain, and I like to travel too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why we have to travel. and Ghana, if you are in Ghana, I'm going to come visit.
Oh,
You know,
yes,
I
please
have to
do.
just have a space for me. Make sure there's no bugs. So.
Oh,
Now, let me ask you a question. When you travel to Africa, you have to go through some vaccines. See, I'm against vaccines, but what do you feel about vaccines?
you know, I have been against vaccines as
Mhm.
well. I am against them. Whew. Do you have children?
No, I have my 2 puppies. Those are my children.
You know,
And I don't even want to give them vaccines anymore. I stopped.
No, it's
The-
scary.
I
I
stopped.
know. I know.
And you have, you know, the
it's,
animal products and what have you in that too.
it's very, very challenging, you know,
Mhm.
dealing with the schools and, you know, trying to tell them, no, I'm against the vaccines. And yeah, I just try to stay away from stress because I know, like, I've heard stories where it causes autism
Mm-hmm.
and just many
Yeah, there's
things.
a lot of different things.
There's a lot
yeah.
of different things.
Oh, yeah.
But
I-
don't you have to be vaccinated to go to Africa, to go into the country?
You do, no. You need a shot that prevents malaria or something like that.
So what about your daughter? You would be bringing your daughter to
Yes.
to Ghana
Yes.
also?
Yes, and she'll learn the language there,
Oh.
Tree, that dialect.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, the schools are great there.
Really?
They're really good.
they do English
Oh,
or
yeah,
it's mostly
well,
English?
everybody. If you don't speak English, that means you didn't go to school.
Oh, okay. Wow. Interesting.
It's amazing.
So would you be doing any of the healing while you were there or awareness, or are you just going to do your business?
Probably just a business for now.
Yeah.
Over there, their culture is just very different.
Mhm.
I'm excited to pay $4,000 for the year to live in a house.
Really?
4,000. There, you pay up front to live for the year. Here, we pay month to month. But yeah, or 2 years. They pay either 1 year in advance or 2 years. And I could have a nanny, a maid, and a cook all for $150 a month. So,
Wow.
yeah, that's exciting too. Live like a queen.
Yeah, actually, a friend of mine, she was in Jamaica, and I think it was similar, very similar. She had a maid and all the amenities
Yes.
for a very reasonable price,
That's
and
right.
until the dollar started changing. So then the dollar started changing, then it got a little more difficult.
Yes.
So, but
I admire that, taking charge and making a move and making changes, because changes are very hard to make.
Right.
People like to stay in one spot. They're not comfortable making that change, but I think that's great that you're doing that.
well, they already changed. I have to say,
Changed.
because they grew up in the Bronx,
Bronx.
and the fact that you grew up, and you know, I admire your family because you had it rough, and they grew up in the projects. They grew up in the projects, right?
Well, my
Basically.
my mother initially, no.
Yeah.
Well, with me when she was raising my brother and my sisters.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we lived over near Mashalou.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
But yeah, for the most part, we did move into the projects when I
Mhm.
was 12.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, we don't, now I live in Florida.
Yeah,
mother
they,
has
they,
a-
they're in,
Florida?
yeah,
I
yeah,
live in Florida.
yeah. She's in Florida.
My mother has a house out
yeah,
there.
yeah. And you went back to school and graduated and got
Yeah.
your
I
your
have my
back.
bachelor's in
Yeah.
organizational management.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And your aunt, she has her master's now, and everybody's doing really, really well. And I'm just so impressed with all of y'all. You know that you're doing
Oh,
you're doing
Ronnie?
your thing.
And
Yeah.
Ronnie too. Oh gosh, you should
Yeah.
see my uncle. His house is like amazing.
Yeah.
Pool. He has a pool. like,
And because your mom, you know, your grandmother, their mom passed away when they were still young,
right.
and you know they just rise to the occasion. But I always say, I think it's because of that strong foundation. You know, your grandmother, your mom, they instilled that really strong foundation, so of love, and no matter what you all had, you still had that love.
Right.
You know, so and striving for just to be the best you can.
Right.
You know, limitations. That's
Right.
kind of cool.
Yeah. Raven. Oh gosh, she makes over 70,000.
Yeah. No, they're doing so. You know, really you know, going back and I know you wanted to go back for your master's at one point.
Yeah.
And I know that you're planning.
Yeah.
You will.
Leadership.
Oh,
I
yeah,
probably do.
yeah,
My
you'll
master's
do
in
your
leadership.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just cool, you know. It's just really good to see everybody doing their thing and living life and and being happy.
Right. Goes to show you it doesn't matter projects. If you come from the projects, slums,
No. Yeah.
even the rich people sometimes are not happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
No. And it's just, you know, you're real. You all are real. You've always been real, and that you all been my favorites. Always, you know. Really, truly, it's like no judgments, and life is good. So, if anybody would like to get in contact with you, because we only have like a minute or two now, so Facebook, email, telephone number.
863-332-3304.
You have an email address or?
TaraBarnes2@yahoo.com. TaraBarnes2@yahoo.com.
And you want Facebook friends? Or are you kind of limited on that?
Well, if you could find me on Facebook. I just removed my number.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, when I meet people, do I want everyone to look me up by my number?
No, you don't.
Yeah, so
No.
I did.
You have to be a little more. But you know, you have so much going on, so you might want to get a page so that people can follow you.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Yeah. Because I just love your spirit, you know? And Diane loves your spirit.
Yes, I was going to say you were such a pleasure to have on. I loved it.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And you have to do it again. Maybe we'll bring our aunts, and your cousins, and your mom, and we can talk some more
Okay, sounds good.
about some more journeys. So next week,
next week.
Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. See you next week.